Good morning. No, it's not. It's actually very late. And welcome to Talk Story podcast. And yes, folks, I'm announcing I am starting a YouTube channel for this. I don't know
Ooh,
why.
episode
Oh,
one.
yeah. And so this is episode for the YouTube, but the podcast will continue. This is episode like something. Anyways, today we are joined by my favorite guest, your second time, I believe, right?
Second time, yeah.
Yeah, my good friend David Owen. Say hi, guys.
What's up, everybody?
Um, how you doing, man?
Good, good.
Yeah,
Life
T-
keeps moving along.
yeah. So the audience would know, and everybody at home, David just had his. It's weird. Okay, first of all, it's weird. It is weird to call him David. I always call him
You can call me
Owen.
Owen if you like,
So
bro.
we're calling you Owen.
All
So,
right, that works.
oh, Owen just had his fifth kid. Holy cow! How old are you?
37.
37. Still young. Still young.
Still young. Still
Still
young.
young.
Last kid. Last one.
That's good because that's a lot of money to be put in.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh man. So tell the audience how what does it feel like to be a dad of five kids in
I will
Utah?
in Utah. It feels normal in Utah, except for when I walk around in Salt Lake with my whole
Well,
family.
yeah.
Salt Lake City. Like we went to an art exhibit at one of the malls, the Gateway, and um, we bought this big old wagon. It's a Jeep wagon. It's
Uh-huh.
Jeep branded stroller wagon, and five kids. And I'm pushing this thing around through these mazes in this art exhibit, and you imagine like the type of people that would be at an art exhibit. Usually single, young, you maybe newly married or old and single, not a family of seven.
Interesting.
And so I don't know
Especially
how some of the people felt about us like crowding the space, but we take up a lot of space.
more, yeah. The Church of Jesus. We can't say Mormon anymore. People are
No,
confused.
no, can't confuse people.
We are known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
Yes.
aka the Mormons, as we call
Them.
them. The Mormons. Oh, how's the baby? Is sleeping well?
Eh,
No,
she's got some reflux, so like she cries like all the time.
she doesn't.
So
She doesn't. You guys tie her up with ropes.
she she's strong, man. I try to swaddle her the best I can. I thought I had it down after five kids.
How does she eat? Pretty good. Like, does she hold her food down pretty good?
Yeah, yeah. After we figured out what was going on,
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
really?
So reflux. So she's like she just has a hard time keeping stuff down. I don't know if it's
Mm,
milk, her milk that she's got an issue with or what, but got to hold her sitting upright
wow.
after she eats so that she can just like her stomach settle before she really settles down.
Oh,
So it's a little
so
more involved, but eventually they grow out of it.
I know somebody who's going through the same.
Yeah.
Their baby, for some reason, can't keep anything down. Like this baby would drink all the milk, although not all, but drink most of the milk, and all of a sudden
Just
just spurt,
spit it
just
all out.
spit it all out one, twice, three times, and this baby is probably about 3 months, and I don't think it's the weight is where it's supposed to be. And I get worried. I'm like, oh man, maybe they should have the doctor said it's fine. So
Oh, really?
um, I guess I'm no doctor, but
Yeah.
that baby should be bigger than she is before. It's almost like she was the same.
As long as she's not like in the first percentile for her age, I think
I
there's
hope not. I
nothing
don't.
really to worry about. But even then,
Yeah,
like we've got small kids.
yeah.
So even then, like it's hard to gauge. As long as they're like trending toward gaining weight, I think they're okay.
I guess that's good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
But
I
dude,
promise.
five kids, man.
Yeah, I'm expecting my third one, and I'm okay with three. I think
Yeah.
three is the perfect number for me, especially living in California. Hopefully
Yeah.
not too
Oh,
long,
yeah.
but it's expensive here. Don't.
I don't think 3 to 5 is much different. I really
just
don't.
just more bodies.
Just more, yeah, it's just more mouths to feed.
Yeah.
But as far as like the dynamic, it doesn't change the dynamic a ton.
Well, that's because you've been through it. Like
Yeah.
I have a couple of people that I know in our area that has their first kid, and they're like, they're exhausted, and I'm like, but at least your second one would be a lot easier because you've been through it before, and so, but
Yeah.
but they don't know what tire is until they have more than one kids, in my opinion. So,
So I don't want to be controversial to the audience or anything, but I made the decision to make it permanent.
what?
I cannot have any more kids.
You sniff?
I got the snip, man, on Monday.
Dude. Sit back.
Yeah, I got snipped.
Okay, folks. We're going to talk about movies. We're talking about today. Let me give you the rundown we're talking about. Not just talking about snip, snap. We're actually going to talk about Shang-Chi. I've seen it a long time ago. Owen hasn't, and he saw it this past weekend, and we're going to talk about it and see his thoughts. And then we're going to go through some Disney Plus Day. There's some interesting stuff that happened on that day. I watched the entire thing, and there's some good stuff and there's some weird stuff and there's some like, what the hell? Why are you putting this in here? But we'll talk about it right now. But we'll get through that. But let me ask you a question about what is it called again? The procedure?
The vasectomy?
Yeah, the vasectomy.
Yeah, all right.
Is it as painful? Is it painful?
During the procedure? No,
right?
Dude, it's super interesting. It's okay, super interesting.
Tell us about it.
So I don't know how many urologists do it this way. This guy didn't use a needle for
you're supposed to use a needle? I didn't even know that.
So sometimes they do an injection to numb it. So they need to numb the scrotum and the vas deferens. So we're getting into some anatomy here. Some male anatomy. So to numb the scrotum and the vas deferens, he had this device that injected it without a needle. So it's just like air pressure. It's super weird. So it's all manual. See, he like cocks this thing like he's cocking a gun, and then presses a button and it injects it. So he does like five shots on each side of the vas deferens. And
let me ask you a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you shave your balls?
No, I didn't shave. There was no need. Dude, the incision is like, it's like, you can't see, but like 5 millimeters.
Really? That's it?
Dude, it's so tiny. One incision, and he was able to do the work on both sides, both vas deferens. And so I didn't watch it, but I could hear it.
Oh man.
So he uses a tool that cauterizes. So it burns the ends, and he takes out a tiny section of the vas deferens. So, and like folds it back so it doesn't grow back.
Okay.
He sears the ends. He just cuts it. He doesn't snip it. He cuts it with a tool that's like a surgical wood burning kit. I don't know how else to describe it, but I could hear it, the sizzling and the popping of my manhood.
Now I know.
Just imagine a tiny lightsaber.
Now you know how Michael Scott feels. I love that episode. That episode is so good. Yeah, so we'll have to get it. And so my wife will definitely take her uterus out, and then she won't be having any more kids. And then I guess I will have to get the snips.
I don't know if you would though. Would you? You wouldn't have to.
I don't have to, but I don't know.
She's going to get a hysterectomy.
I guess what would cost less?
Yeah, that's probably something you need to look at. Vasectomy would probably be cheaper.
Yeah, so I might just
and it's faster.
Is it? Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
My entire appointment was 25 minutes, and I drove myself home. I've never had a procedure where I could drive myself home.
Yeah, that's true. Usually you have to have a designated driver to drive you. Okay, interesting. Well,
my mother-in-law's a nurse, and she was appalled that I drove myself home, because the old way was they gave you like a Valium beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't know I didn't take any psychedelic drugs before my procedure.
It's the 21st century, baby.
21st century.
Well, that's good. Well, hey, that's kids, and you're still gonna have to do it, and you don't want any whoops.
Yep.
Whoopsie.
Shooting blanks now.
I have a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't want to. This is more of a GP13, but we'll let's try to dumb it down as much as we can. Okay?
All right. I'll use terms though. They're
Okay.
going to be real
So
terms.
if you can't, if you get it, you snap it off. Does that mean you can't shoot
You still
anymore?
ejaculate, yes.
Okay, but
There's still ejaculate. There's just no sperm, right? So
well,
your prostate produces most of the ejaculate, the
okay.
seminal fluid.
Okay,
So,
folks, welcome to biology,
101.
anatomy 101 here. So you still ejaculate, but you just
Yes.
don't shoot out the
There's
little
just no
guys.
sperm. Sperm just can't get into the seminal fluid.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. You still no change in your sexual
Good.
function or pleasure. It's all the same, just blanks.
Just blanks.
There you go.
Okay. Well, moving on.
So for your audience, those that are thinking about getting a vasectomy.
Oh man. Hey, before we move on to the next, I gotta ask your podcast or
the nerd thread.
The nerd thread. What's going on with that, man? I know. Look, the last episodes I've seen, guys, if one of you guys, you're one of your nerd thread people watches my podcast, what's going on with you guys, man? I haven't seen you since August. That's the last time I listened to you guys in August. And so what's going on with you and them? Are you guys still doing stuff together? What's going on?
So I know they try to, like Juan, Maddie, and James, they try to record regularly. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And usually it's on nights that I just can't. I just can't make it, which I'm totally fine with. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I want them, if they're enjoying it, I want them to stay committed to it. I enjoy it. Sometimes I just don't have time.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So the last time they tried recording, my wife was out, and being the father of 5 kids, I kind of had to prioritize that over podcasting.
That's a little bit more. You want a happy wife.
Yes.
Even though you shoot blanks, you still need a happy wife. And so you still need that.
I want her to want me after this life.
That's true.
So yeah.
Okay. So are you cut ties with them, or you still once in a while you would do it?
Once in a while, yeah. They're doing like a bracket competition.
Okay.
But it's with superheroes and it's character brackets. So they're doing that right now, and I just wasn't that into it. So I made some jokes that some didn't find too funny, and they kicked me off. So they don't want me part of the bracket competition.
What did you say that got you kicked out?
I wasn't participating as intently on the characters as they were wanting me to, and I was kind of trolling it, like intentionally.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand why they got annoyed, but like, I would vote for someone that wasn't in the fight, the current battle.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, "Come on, Dave, get real, man."
It's hard for me.
This is a serious, fun competition.
I mean, guys, we're talking about a superhero here. It should be fun, period.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't do as much.
I don't do as much. I'm still in contact with them. I know James has cast me in a role in one of his fan films.
Oh, wow.
He's filming a Star Wars fan film in March.
What?
So he cast me in.
Maybe I can have him come on this podcast and talk about it.
Dude, I can ask him.
Yeah, there's maybe both of you guys that come on next time and talk about my special guest. So okay, hey, yeah, I'm Nerd Thread. What's going on, man? And you need some episode, bro, because I can only listen so much of sports. I need
you need some nerd content.
I need some
nerd podcasts out there.
I read books. I'm finishing up my Heir to the Empire Star Wars right now.
Okay,
it's really good. And
is that like
it's take place after the last Jedi, not the last Jedi, Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So it goes on to different missions, and
it's one of the books that was written like long before the prequel trilogy. Or is that pretty new?
No, it's newer.
Okay.
I don't think it. I think it came out after the episode 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
And so, but yeah, so I listen to sports. So sometimes I need something else to listen to, and you guys aren't delivering, Nerd Thread. Come on.
Yeah, they'll get there. With or without me, it'll happen.
They need to. Okay, guys.
They want to. I know the desire's there.
I know. They just need to not edit a lot. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. It actually makes a better conversation, in my opinion. But do your thing. I just need content. Come on, bring it. So, if you're listening,
I'll put in a plug.
So-
Say, dude, we have a listener that demands.
first of all, he's James is doing a what kind of film? Can you give a little?
So it's a Star Wars fan film.
Okay, well, who was it about?
I don't know how much he wants
Okay, good question.
revealed just yet. So
we'll get in touch with him and see if he wants to come on and talk about it. So.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so hey, I thought you guys maybe cut ties. I don't know what was going on because I haven't seen any new episode on the thing, and so that's good though. That's good.
Yeah,
I know I was a guest once and very professional. I'll tell you that right now, like very professional.
Yeah. Yep. Juan's kind of the producer of the show, so he likes things the way he likes them. Producer, director, host.
That's good.
So
that's good.
let him do his thing.
Hey, he's got to do his thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Yeah, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Shang-Chi. The most of you, probably everybody else has seen it a long time ago, except for David. For some reason, have you seen it? Have you even seen Dune yet?
Yeah, I watched. So,
hold on. Save Dune. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll do
So
Dune.
Shang-Chi came out the day my wife was delivering our fifth kid.
And you went.
It released in theater, so I prioritized the hospital over the theater. I know.
Okay, so what did you think of the movie? You saw it. When did you see it?
I saw it the 12th the day they released it on Disney Plus.
That's right. You texted me. Duh.
Yeah,
I should remember. He texted me. He's like, "Oh, dude, I just saw it." So okay.
So it's cool. They released two different versions. You got a widescreen version and an IMAX optimized version. So 16:9 aspect ratio.
They did?
Of course, there's two different versions.
I didn't even see it. Keep going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this.
So I opted for the 16:9 aspect ratio. I have this cheap projector in my office, so I threw it up on my projector and did as much sound as I could. So it was an enjoyable experience at home, even at home. So if I had seen it in IMAX theater, I think that would have been a better experience.
I think it would have been the same for me.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think that movie was meant for IMAX.
Was it not?
I mean, it was IMAX for me.
But was it filmed with an IMAX camera?
I don't think it was.
I feel like makes the difference.
I don't think it was only certain scenes, because they has to put in certain CGI that I don't think IMAX can handle. I don't think it was all full IMAX. I could be wrong.
James Cameron did it with Avatar.
Well, I hate Avatar. Don't talk about that. We can talk about it. I can't stand that movie. It's the stupidest, dumbest movie in the world.
Well, okay, between that, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel, which one would you pick?
I would rather watch Captain Marvel, and that says a lot.
Are you serious? Come on, Ferngully in space.
Yeah, but that's the point. I've seen the movies too many times. I don't need to see it again. Pocahontas
in space.
Anyways, Shang-Chi.
Right, Shang-Chi. So what do you want? So you gave your review.
Yeah, I want to know what you think of the movie. Where's something that works for you in this movie?
A lot of the choreography worked for me.
Okay.
A lot of it did. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like the choreography, it was done really well. But I feel like it was a little slower paced.
The fighting
than
scenes,
most,
right?
than most like kung fu movis.
But I think they did that on purpose.
I don't know if they did that to slow it down for people that aren't familiar with kung fu movies or don't like kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Because that's not how most of the Marvel action is. Most of the Marvel action is like very MMA if it's hand to hand.
I mean, think about Winter Soldier. That fight scene,
dude, yeah,
that's the best fight scene in my opinion.
I agree. It was great between on the street.
Yeah,
between Steve and Bucky.
Awesome. Yeah,
so cool. So yeah, if that was not on purpose, I get it. I liked the choreography. I just didn't feel like it was as fast paced as a kung fu movie should have been.
I can see that.
So, what else worked for me? It was good. It was good.
Hey, tell people
the chemistry between Aquafina and what's his name? Simu
Yeah,
Leo.
Simen Yu, Lu.
Simu Leo.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I feel like that worked. Simu Liu.
Yeah, there you go.
So between Aquafina and him, they did a really good job.
Yeah,
And you mentioned this, but they didn't like throw the Asian culture in your face. Just like little things, right?
yeah.
You can pick up on. Like he takes his shoes off when he shows up at her house. The grandma's still living there with them. They're all supporting the family business.
You hear that, Americans? You don't put your elder in the home. You take care of them.
Yes. So yeah, just things that reminded me of when I go to my grandma's house. So
Okay, what you think of the reveal with King? What's his name? Ben Kingsley character popping in.
Oh, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
I
I'm
was
glad
like,
they addressed it that.
Yeah. I thought that was good because it was mentioned, right?
Yeah,
What's his name mentions it when the dad
the dad.
that has the 10 rings.
Well,
He mentions the dude that appropriated. He said he appropriated the Mandarin name.
Yeah. Well,
and they named it after a chicken dish.
That's true. There was a short that came out that
I know that. I never watched it.
So they had him go get him out of prison at gunpoint, of course, which makes no sense. You're trying to break him out. Well, you don't need a gun. He's gonna go with you. But
that was done like
that was
right
years
after
ago.
Iron Man 3.
That was years ago.
Okay.
And so, what was your favorite? What was your favorite character?
My favorite character was, I don't know. So I'm at this point with, I don't know if it's just Marvel or movies in general, but I think I'm looking at it too critically.
Okay, but
maybe not critically enough. I don't know.
But what are you looking at that make you hesitate to say that this film was great?
It's not so much like who my favorite character was, but characters that didn't really do much for me.
Okay, which one is that?
The sister.
Okay.
Like the character worked for me. I just didn't feel like it was portrayed very well. They teamed up really fast after that long of separation, that long of a grudge being held.
Yeah.
And she's like running this underground fight club. And so I don't know.
There wasn't
I feel like she should have been more hesitant.
Okay.
And more angry with him because he's like 3 days and then never comes back.
Well, I don't think she had a choice. She was kidnapped by her dad.
She was. That's true.
And I don't know if from what, and when I saw it too, I saw it again with my wife the other day. I just don't feel like this, like maybe she would at a certain point in her life, maybe she was done being mad at him. She did say she was angry at a certain point, but as she was so focused on what she wanted to do with her life, and she wanted to build. It wasn't even about her and being mad at what's his name? Shang-Chi, yes, Shang-Chi. Oh yeah, Shang-Chi. And it was more of her trying to prove to her dad and trying to be accepted as a girl. I think that's where they were going with. I get why. I mean, if you really play out, like, yeah, I think if I was the sister as a human nature, I would probably still be pissed off when I see him. I think that plays. But I think the way the writer made her character into like, okay, well, let her focus on building her own empire. So maybe that's why.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Which they did bring it back to that at the end.
Yeah,
of the movie.
I have a feeling there's going to be a second one, and I have a feeling. I mean, according to the end, he said that her sister's over at the compound trying to dismantle, but she's building it.
But she's not. Yeah.
So are they foreseeing that they're going to fight each other?
So that was interesting. The end scene, phase 1 was like Captain America will return, Thor will return. This one, it said the 10 rings will return. It didn't say Shang-Chi will return. So
maybe it's talking about the organization again.
Yeah. So I feel like the casting was done really well. The choreography was good. The characters were. I don't really find any that didn't work for me,
Okay.
except for that little thing about the sister. But I guess if I suspend reality, I can accept where she's at.
Well, you are in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I didn't like how they changed Abominable
They made him look
or
more like
Abomination, whatever.
Abomination. Yeah. They made him look more like the comics.
Is that what he looks more like in the
Yeah,
comics? Maybe
it
that's why
does.
they did it. Okay.
Yeah, it's different than the one with Edward Norton.
Yeah,
Holt.
yeah.
So I mean,
But it's the same character, right?
it's the
Like that's
same.
the same character.
It's the same.
I was like, this dude looks more like the Swamp Thing. What is this guy?
He's coming back, and we'll talk about
Oh,
this in this for Disney Plus Day. He's coming back
okay.
as playing that same role, and so
Okay.
but yeah.
So overall,
Okay.
I liked it. I liked
Okay.
the movie. The story flowed mostly well. I
Mostly.
feel like the training montage once they got to Talo was
I think
rushed.
the third act was a little bit sloppy for me. It was too
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, and very much like Godzilla versus Mothra feel
Yeah.
going on there.
I do like the way they make the ring. I think I mentioned this, like instead of because in the actual comics, it's an actual ring, like you put on your
Okay.
finger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In this one, they made it all in one, like, and they in the comics they each have different powers. Here, it doesn't seem like it has any different powers, but you can mimic
Kind of what
anything you
it
want.
to be.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Based on your fighting style.
yeah, I love my favorite character is the dad. I don't know why. I think he's cool, man. Like just his mannerism, his purpose, and why he's doing it. I think any of us would probably do it too. I mean, to be honest. And my favorite scene is when it's towards the end when when he's getting his soul sucked out and he looked at his son. And I think that part when he realized, okay, this is enough. Here you go. Like, I love that scene. I don't know why. And so
yeah, no, I like that. What I didn't like was how Shang-Chi got the rings.
it doesn't
was
really
cool. Like I like the way they did it. I didn't like it. Doesn't make much sense to me though.
There's not an explanation how he can wield. That was my biggest concern was his dad had this ring for thousands of years.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can wield it like nothing. And all of a sudden, this kid just get a hold of this ring and he could do it. Like, and he know what to do with it. And he put the ring into that monster, the soul sucking monster stomach,
and did his Kamehameha.
Yeah, but how did he know how to do that? How did he? It doesn't. That's the part where I had the weakest of the movie was.
But now that we bring it up, his mom didn't ever have any experience with those rings either. Well,
she did when she fought that one time. But
that was the only one, and she was able to do that one time.
Yeah.
Without any experience with the rings before.
No. But she was powerful though. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Shang-Chi had that type of power until she was taught by his aunt, which was too quick.
It was way too quick.
Too quick. It's like
so that scene, the whole time I was watching, I was like, she's not teaching him anything.
No, he didn't.
Like, he went there to learn, and she's not teaching him anything. She's just kicking his butt, showing him what she can do.
And like all of a sudden he harnessed the power, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was too. There wasn't enough there for me.
Too much convinced in it, or what's the word I'm looking for? Convenience. Like this is just as an audience, you just have to believe that he can wield it. You just have to believe.
Right.
This power has always been there.
So let's suspend reality and accept it. Okay. All right. Reality suspended. Fine.
Okay. What out of 10? What do you give this movie?
Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll watch it again.
I think I give it an 8. I don't remember what I give. I think and so. But now looking back, I can see why you would put it as a 7. And so
it's Marvel's not drawing me to the theaters like they did.
It's different. I feel like have you seen the Eternals?
I haven't seen the Eternals yet.
Okay, well, we'll talk about once you see, because it does change the game.
Okay.
And it changed at least from my perspective, it changed how they're going to separate the earthbound to the space bound. They
Oh,
can't.
okay.
I'm not going to give it away, but if you know the Celestial, if you know the story, the, Thor and them can't really fight Celestial. They can't.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Hawkeye. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
So
Hawkeye's not gonna do anything.
so I feel like the way they're going about it is going to be almost like not two separate world, but two separate situation, and how somehow they're going to have to link it together, because I'm having a hard time believing that the Earth mightiest hero, the Avengers, they can't take on this Celestial. They cannot.
No.
They cannot.
No,
And
they
so I
can't.
think that the way they're going about it is going to be that type of, okay, there's shows and there's some movies that will be for Earth and only Earth threat. Space threat will be for Eternals. Even I think Thor: Love and Thunder will introduce, even Guardian of Galaxy, the volume 3 will introduce some type of character who, well, yeah, Adam. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
He's playing the guy who's from The Revenant, playing, um, what's his name? Adam Warlock. That's what his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam
So
Warlock.
so now they're introducing more people that will be in the space side of the story, and so, but we'll
Okay.
see. We'll see.
All right. I guess I need to see Eternals.
I would I would recommend it. It's a good. I liked it. I had
Is it a
issues
good
with it.
movie on its
It's
own?
it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to realize that it's just like any other movie with Marvel. When you
Got to take
watch it,
my reality hat off.
yeah,
Well,
because
okay. All right.
where the heck was all the Avengers when this was happening? At least in Shang-Chi, you can explain that they were in a different realm.
Yeah.
Here you can't. It's Earth. I mean, you telling me that,
And they've been on Earth for like 7,000 years.
yeah,
Now. Okay.
and in the movie, something happened to the Earth. Something happened where you're like, you mean Spider-Man couldn't see this? Like, you mean Doctor Strange couldn't see this? Like, like, hello, But so it's that type of movie, and so it's kind of like, it's still good though. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I enjoyed it because it was different.
Okay.
It's different, and so. Anyways, Shang-Chi, folks, that was Owen's review. He think it was good. There's a lot of things unanswered for him.
Yep.
Take the reality hat off, and so.
Yeah.
So before we move to, I'm gonna pull a little audible here. Let's talk about Dune a little bit.
Okay.
You've seen Dune?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you read
Friday night?
Friday? Have you read the book?
Just started it.
Oh,
Like,
so
I'm like 3 chapters into it.
Okay.
So
let me know. Okay, because for me, I'm not giving this anything away. I think people have already known it is the best movie of the year for me.
yeah.
I loved it. Every single moment of it. I loved it. Now,
So I feel like I liked it.
mhm.
Like it made me feel like that type of universe could exist.
I can see that too. Yeah.
It brought me into the story.
Did you see it in theater or?
I saw it in theaters.
IMAX?
No. Was it filmed in IMAX?
The whole thing is filmed in IMAX.
Okay, I guess I'll have to go see it again.
It is so. I love. Okay, I'm not trying to be. I love Denis Villeneuve. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not good with names. I love his film. I think his film.
What else has he done?
Blade 2024. He's done Arrival. He's done Sicario.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's done Sicario. Sicario is so good. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, see that movie, Sicario, with Emily Blunt and Josh Brolin. It's so good. It's so, the way he can bring tension and the way he can have you sucked into the world that he's created on screen. Because for me, Dune, I was sucked in. But I read the book before.
Okay.
So for me, when I went in there, I'm like, okay, I'm in, I'm hooked. And so, but for people like you that didn't read the book yet,
yeah,
and my wife also never read the book, she said she loved it and she thought the film was great. What did you think of the film?
So I feel like they did a really good job with the set design.
Yeah.
Right. The CG and like how big like the space vehicles were. I was like, I feel like that's really there. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that feeling of being immersed into it was great for me. I don't know how, so the performances were great. I have no complaints about the performances. And the like you said, the tension that he built for that attack on Arrakis, the
Yeah.
city that they were in. Oh man, that was awesome. Like when that all went down, I was like, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like they all knew it was going to happen,
Yeah.
and the storytelling style, it helped you get there as well. It helped you foresee that along with the House of Atreides.
Yeah.
So
The politics, I love the politics
the
in there.
politics.
Like, I mean,
I think they're. I don't know that they can really put that on film. They did an okay job, but I don't know that you can really understand everything that's going on because there's so much history there.
Well, you haven't read the book yet, right?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Yeah, there is plenty of politics that goes into this. The betrayal of of the people and how they basically set up to fail, and they knew that they were, because
right.
they were a threat to the emperor.
Yeah,
which is just to remind you,
because they had the support of the other houses, though, right?
They do, and the other house, and they'll come play later. But they knew that once the House of Treaty goes down, that the emperor is able to take over all that everything. And so, but there's a messiah, somebody this plays into everything that you think. Star Wars, this is where Star Wars got there.
Yeah,
this
totally
is where
makes sense too.
George Lucas got his inspiration is from Dune. And so
yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. So what else did you like? Well, what are the things you didn't like about it? That's what I want to know.
Some of the visions that Paul has.
Okay.
It goes back and forth. So when, like, toward the end of the movie, so this is part one of the book, right?
Correct.
So toward the end of the movie, him and his mom are wandering through the desert, trying to find the Fremen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having visions of these people at the same time. And I don't know if that's, like I said, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if that's due to the spice, like opening his eyes or whatnot, but I was confused a little bit. Like some of that didn't make too much sense to me, because he had this vision right before he had that knife fight, which was awesome. Like that choreography was so cool. Like knife fighting, you don't see much.
Yeah,
and they did a great job with it. So he has this vision where he's fighting this guy, and he, like, there's that voice telling him to submit.
Yeah,
and he doesn't. And he actually fights. So I don't know. So I'm confused, like, as to why he took that course of action.
I'm not going to give that away for you.
Okay. All right.
But there's a reason why he did it. The vision actually kind of throws you in for a loop, because people don't realize. Remember the guy that he fought? I forgot his name. I'm not good with names, folks. You're gonna, every time you listen to my podcast, I'm not good with names. He remember, he has a vision, and he says, I'm going to teach you about something about the desert.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
that's who he fought.
He's fought
and killed.
But that's what he's trying to teach him, is that in the desert, this is how it is. In the vision, it's people think that it's about, he's going to teach him the
trade. It's not a vision of a future.
It's not. It's the vision of, I'm teaching you. This is what I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you that in the desert, this is how we deal with things. Yeah. This is how we duel. If we disagree, that's what he's trying. That's what the vision is trying to tell him. He sees
because he was trying to get him to yield and not fight anymore.
Not fight. Remember, Paul sees his vision in the way he wants to see it.
Yeah.
The way he wants to see, and the way he wants things to go about. And in his vision, he sees this guy, and it's like, he's going to be a friend to me, and he's going to help me. But that's how he sees it. But it's not the way it should be. It's supposed to be. And the way it's supposed to be is, if we disagree, this is what we do. This is what I'm teaching you. And so
that voice telling him to submit is to submit to the way of the desert,
basically, and
not submit the fight.
That's the fight. Paul is powerful, and you'll come to find out later. And he uses that voice, the because he has that power from his mom.
Yeah.
And so
the Bene Gesserit,
which I love. It's their own religion, dude. Mm-hmm. There's so much that goes in. It's the Jedi power, folks. This is where Jedi
Yeah.
comes from, folks.
Yeah,
It's,
that makes sense.
and so like they have their own power, and there's a backstory to how. Remember when the mother, just what's her name, the one that's in charge
Jessica.
of, not Jessica, the one that's in
Oh, the
charge of,
Revenant,
and
Reverend Mother.
yeah, when she's walking her to the ship and she's like, this is such a waste of, blah blah blah. There's a backstory how Paul was created,
Okay.
and how Paul was created, it has to do with the Baron.
Oh,
Yeah, and dude, there's so much in there. I just listen to read through the book and read carefully, because there's clues that tells you like what happened. How I'm not giving it away. It's
okay.
so good. I'm not giving it away.
Okay.
It's so good. So you're gonna read the book, and the second part is coming in 3
Yeah,
years.
they
or
got
so.
that green
2
lit.
years. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. It brought me in. It made me think. And yeah, it's cool.
The only thing I do tell you, you might know, there's 2 things in there that wasn't in the book.
Okay.
One of them was the beginning when he was sitting eating breakfast, and he's
So I've gotten that far in the book.
Okay, that's not in the book.
Right.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Yeah, and the spider girl, the spider, I think it's a girl. Have you got
The
that?
pet.
The pet. That's not in the book.
That's when the Reverend Mother goes to the Baron.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's your speculation. Oh, you already seen the doctor who betrays him, which that's the only thing I wish they would have go into more, because you will see that he has more conversation with the Baron in the book.
Okay.
Than it is in the movie. In the movie, the only time they have them talk to each other was when the Baron took over the
when he kills him.
When he kills him. That's the only, but he has more conversation with him. And they were speculating, remember, he's actually a good guy. He was just trapped. He had to rescue his wife.
Yeah.
The speculation was that Spider was his wife.
His wife?
Because he mentioned to her, I pulled her apart.
Yeah.
So that could be the doctor's wife.
Okay.
That's just speculation, though. But that's not in the book. So, but didn't he had to throw in a little bit of creepy stuff in there because he's good at it. And so,
yeah.
Okay. Well, give me a rate. I know this is not the official review, but tell me, out of 10,
what would I rate it?
Yeah. What would you rate this movie?
The pacing actually kind of pulls it down for me a little bit.
It is slow. It is slow.
I'd probably give it an 8.
8. Okay.
Probably 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah, between 8 and 9.
That's still good. I do agree.
I would love to go. I'd probably need to go see it again at IMAX.
I mean, when you went into it, was it more confusing for you, or you pretty much were locked in and you understood what was going on?
It was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I can see it.
It was, so the beginning was kind of fast.
It was.
Right? So the test was done pretty quick, but there was that tension building there though still. So the pacing was, with how much they included,
yeah, I
feel like it was appropriate. But then some of it was a little rushed, like that saying, the fear is the mind killer. However that whole thing goes, when his mom is muttering it outside the room while he's in the test,
that is,
I couldn't understand what she was saying.
I know, but it's in the book. You'll read it. It's straight out of the book. It's word for word. It's incredible.
So yes, it wasn't Jessica that said it in the book though, right?
No, it was Jessica.
Was it Jessica?
I believe it was. I got to go back and see.
Okay. But yeah. But in the movie, she was like letting her fear come in. And she was like, it was like a Serenity Now statement for her.
Incredible.
But you haven't seen Seinfeld.
I have not. I hate Seinfeld.
Serenity Now.
But incredible acting by Rebecca Ferguson in that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen her anything that I feel like she's done a bad thing in.
Yeah. Now Josh Brolin, who plays Duncan Idaho.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's Jason Momoa.
That's Momoa. He plays
I don't remember the name.
The name that one's gonna kill me. Gurney.
Yeah.
Gurney. He's not dead.
He's not dead. Well, they didn't show his death in the movie.
No, he didn't. So
they didn't show his death in the movie.
Oh.
They did show Jason Momoa's death.
He's gone.
He's done.
He did everything he could. And so
I watched it with my wife. Okay. And the thing she wanted to see the most was someone riding a worm, which she got to see at the end.
She read the book?
No,
Oh, but she knew
but
about it?
no, she didn't know about it. But when the that lady that was
Yeah.
helping him out,
She's
what was her role? The
Dr.
judge of
I can't say her name, but I know who you're talking
anyway,
about.
yeah, you know who I'm talking about. She sets up that device to trap
Yeah,
the worm
to ride it.
that pounds the ground,
Yeah.
and she gets her grappling hooks out, and so Sheena was all ready for that. She was
Yeah.
excited to see that. So when it didn't happen, she was disappointed and had to wait till the end.
Until the end.
Until the end.
Hashtag desert power.
Desert power.
I love that movie. I can't wait for the second one. I might even reread the book before the second comes out just to refresh my memory because
yeah.
I'm
So my wife and I started reading the book because we saw the movie.
Yeah, it's good, man. I everybody said the second book isn't that good. I haven't tried
Is
it
that
yet.
Dune Messiah? I don't know
Messiah.
the series.
It's Messiah. That's the next one is Messiah. I'm trying to go through the Wheels of Time right now. It's like 14 books. I don't know if I can do it, but it's a new series on Amazon Prime coming out. But anyways, I love Dune. I can talk about Dune the entire podcast. There's so much stuff in there. But let's get going on our last subject today.
All right.
And we're gonna actually talk about Disney Plus Day. David, did you get a chance to see this?
I didn't know that it was an event.
Yeah, so it was like it wasn't like Comic-Con type of thing, but it was revealing like stuff through through Twitter. So I was watching through somebody who was streaming live for it, and he was updating the Twitter, and it was having different release stuff and and all that stuff. Do you know anything? Do you know anything that was released? Do you have any idea?
I was just looking at stuff on Disney Plus, like stuff that they announced or not announced, but is streaming new. Like Home Sweet Home Alone.
Stupid.
Did you watch it?
No, I don't need to, dude. I've seen the movie.
Intertwined. There's a couple of coming of age things that they've announced.
I wasn't into that. I like music. Don't get me wrong. You look at me like, Tom, I love musicals. I love good musical. My wife would hate me for this, but I think West Side Story is almost overrated and it sucks, in my opinion.
How do you think Spielberg's going to do for it?
I hope he brings it a little bit more modern and a little bit more manliness in it, because I can't stand when you try to act tough and prance around like a ballet, which is fine for everybody. For me, it doesn't work. It doesn't say toughness.
That doesn't say street gang to you, does it?
No, it doesn't say street gang. If he can at least bring that element to just a little bit manly it up a little bit, I might enjoy it. But I mean, I like the music and stuff, and I like the cast, but we'll see.
So what was Obi-Wan was that announced?
So Obi-Wan
Plus Day.
It was actually one of the film that they showed was actually leaked the day before, so a lot of people already saw it. So for some reason, I thought maybe they're gonna do something even more, but they didn't. It was the same one that was leaked, and I thought it was cool, but they didn't show anything that was well. They did show one thing, and that is that we will get a battle between Obi-Wan and
Darth
Vader before the New Hope battle, which was really not even a battle. Obi-Wan just kind of gave up, like, I'm too old for this shit.
No, he submitted.
He submitted. Yes, I'm done. He's like, I'm done with this freaking crap. I'm out of here, dude. I fought this war for episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm done with this.
I know more than you. I don't need a body anymore.
There's no betrayal that you can muster up for me to believe that was more painful than my betrayal with Anakin. But so it shows. So we know the only issue I have with that when they is that. So how are they gonna get away with New Hope, saying the last time you saw me, I was just a Padawan?
Oh yeah, I was but the learner.
So are we supposed to? Yeah, but are we supposed to believe that he wasn't all the way? Was he talking about being a Padawan, or was he talking about not a master yet, but between? But now I'm a master, so they can get away with him fighting again and not and not say,
yeah.
So that's the
and then
only
there's
issue.
like, what else? So
let's go with Marvel.
Yeah.
Stick with Marvel. So Marvel had different thing that came out. How about X-Men 97? The animations coming back.
What
Yeah. Did you know that?
is as a Disney Plus series?
It's a Disney Plus series. X-Men
Uh,
97. Da-da-da-da-da.
like, okay, it's nostalgic for me, but
I don't know how they're gonna do
I
it.
don't know, man. Like,
Same cast, same voice casting.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
so I mean then
That's
there's
cool.
then there's Moon Knight.
What's Moon Knight?
That's what
It's
I
Marvel.
yeah, it's Marvel. It's a character who is I think his Israel or some type of Middle East Eastern character
Okay.
who likes to collect or study like ancient stuff and got a hold of this Egypt god that takes over and he becomes Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac is the star. There's a
Oh,
trailer.
really?
Yeah, and it looks really cool. So what it is that it's the multiple. It's almost like a multiple personality. He becomes this British, which is kind of interesting that Oscar Isaac is doing a British accent, but um, and he's the British. What's the word? The people who dig stuff that dig for
Oh,
fossil.
like an archaeologist
Yeah, I
or
think
a
that's what
paleontologist?
I think archaeology. The first one you said,
Okay,
and I think
archaeology.
and then like he gets I guess possessed by this god or this power that he has, and he turns into a Moon Knight at a certain point. There are times
Okay.
when there are times when he's fighting people and killing people, and then he wakes up from it. He doesn't know that he was doing that. So there's a multiple personality going on here, like split type of thing, and so that's coming out. There's just so
Oh,
many
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk's coming out.
How are
Uh,
they gonna do that?
well, watch the trailer.
Is there a trailer?
There's a little glimpse of clip. You go on Disney Plus later tonight and then
Okay.
type in Marvel 2021 release or something like that, and it shows that you can watch the whole thing. It has different scene. So She-Hulk's gonna be in. We know Mark Ruffalo is in it as well, so that's exciting. I'm actually excited for this one. I want to see how they're gonna go with it. And so, what else?
Echo.
Miss Echo, which is a
I don't know
character,
what Echo is.
is a character from what I've heard, is a character from the new Hawkeye series that's coming out. That she's getting her own
Is
series.
it a movie? Oh, it's a series.
It's a series. I could be wrong, but that's what I've read. So don't quote me
Okay.
on that because I don't know much about Echo either. And then you got Miss Marvel, which
Oh,
we
really?
which we kind of get into the Indian culture aspect of this,
Yeah.
and so it should be good. Look, it looks funny. It's playing. It has this clip from there. I Am Groot
I Am Groot.
is coming out, which I don't.
Ironheart.
Ironheart. I knew that was coming out for. I didn't know Baby Groot had his own series coming out, which is kind of
Oh,
interesting.
jeez.
And then
Yeah.
Agatha, House of
Agatha,
Harkness.
House of Harkness.
I think I'm excited for this one. I think Catherine Hahn did a really good job as
Yeah.
her, and so I think I'm excited for that one. Spider-Man freshman year, that is interesting,
Yeah.
and it's animated. So I wonder if Tom Holland is supposed to be voicing him because I haven't.
He voiced it in What If, didn't he? The
No.
one.
Oh, did he? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
the
did.
one that he was in.
And so I don't know if it's connected to the MCU, but I have a feeling it probably is.
Prequel to Homecoming.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. And so, or maybe it's between. I think the timeline of this show, Spider-Man Freshman, is between before he met Tony Stark and
Okay.
him getting the power and kind of because remember in Civil War he says to
Mhm.
Tony he only had the power for 6 months.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the 6 months
This is
before
the
he
six
led up
months
to
before
yeah
Civil War.
Civil War. And then you have Secret Invasion that's coming out.
Yeah. So is this like a setup for Secret Wars?
I'm pretty sure because you've seen scrolls and everything now and everything.
Yeah.
And they're in the back. There are Easter eggs of them. Even in
Okay.
even in Eternals, you see
There's
scrolls.
scrolls.
Yeah. So, and it's Samuel L. Jackson's in it, so it's live action. So I don't know. I'm not interested in this that much. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about Secret Invasion, Secret Wars yet. So we got a glimpse of it with Captain Marvel, worst movie of that year.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
And then you
Yep.
have Marvel Zombie. I don't know how they.
Okay.
Have you
So
ever read? Have you ever
they
read the comics?
no, the Marvel zombie comics.
It's pretty gruesome.
I bet.
And
Like
it's pretty like
I imagine like Walking Dead
yeah.
comic.
Worse.
Wow.
There's one where Peter Parker realizes he's a zombie and he eats Aunt May. Yeah. And he eats Aunt May, and I believe he eats uh what's her name?
Mary
Mary
Jane.
J. Yeah, Mary Jane. I
Mary J.
believe. Mary Jane.
Mary
Yeah,
J. Blige.
so it's I don't know how they're gonna do with that series. It should be interesting. Should be
Okay.
interesting. I'm
So this
pretty sure
is not MCU connected. It's just a
I have no it could be connected to What If.
what
in
if,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they did
so
announce What If season 2, right?
yeah, so you get that. What else do we get here? They get
That's pretty much it for
from Marvel.
Marvel, right?
You also get like shows that are coming out that like I don't care for.
Like Zootopia Plus.
I don't mind Zootopia Plus. I don't care much for that the intertwined whether that movie that
Oh
show
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I'm not
Coming
in
of
that.
age. Yeah, it's not for our demographic, I don't think.
Yeah, and then you have like like you said, Home Sweet Home Alone, whatever. Uh, yeah, whatever.
But they did bring Buzz back.
Buzz back, Lightyear, and so that should be
No,
interesting.
I was talking about Buzz McAllister.
Oh yeah, him. That's true. I'm thinking of
And
different.
then there's
Buzz.
Lightyear. Yeah.
Lightyear is coming out. There's also
God, man,
so
here's
many.
my problem.
Okay.
Here's my issue is it's all the same IP, right? It's all the same intellectual property, and they're just building on it, right? They own the rights to all these Marvel properties, and so they've got all this source material, which is great. And I the comic book nerd in me is like, I want to see these visually representative on film or in live action or even animated. But where's the innovation?
I think
Like
I
Mandalorian, okay, innovative, new story, but it's still Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett, okay. I want to know his story, but it's still Star Wars.
Okay. So
Spider-Man freshman year, okay, it'd be cool to know what happened before Tony Stark, but it's still Marvel, right? So it's all the same. They have all these properties
that they're building on, and
they're building on, and I just want to see, like, okay, Intertwined is new, but I'm not interested in Intertwined.
Yeah.
Like,
is it new?
Give me something for the person that's paying for this damn streaming service, not for my kids. You have enough on there for my kids. Okay. Give me something new.
Well, here's my problem with that issue is people that not just you, there are people out there who complain, and I'm guessing you're complaining.
It's not that I don't enjoy these stories.
No, I know, I get it.
Properties. I enjoy it. It's entertaining, and it keeps they have my credit card, so they're going to keep renewing it every year regardless.
So let me ask, are you like, there are people out there that complains about there's no original film. I'm not talking about like Marvel. I'm just talking about in general in general.
They just don't. I know there is,
but people don't go see it.
You told me you recommended what, The Last Duel?
Last Duel. No one saw
which
it.
I haven't seen. I haven't seen it.
Green Knight original. No one sees it.
I've heard good things about that, man.
There's so many different things. There's people complaining about everybody's do sequel and this, but there's original IP out there, but no one goes and see it because it doesn't suit their viewing because they don't like those. But and I would push back. Well, then don't complain because these are different. Last Duel, I think, should be for everybody, in my opinion. But it is a hard watch because there's a rape scene in there that I think it was hard for me to watch it, and it happened twice. They show it twice because the movie, I think I told you, the movie plays into 3 different perspectives.
Okay.
Matt Damon's character, Adam Driver character, and the girl's character.
Adam Driver's in it too.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
And so it goes into 3 different perspectives of what the event is. The event is true. but I don't know how these perspective, how true they are. And I do believe, when I came to a conclusion of it, I do believe that she was raped and that she was telling the truth, because as a woman in those days, everything was at stake, especially your life. And especially she just had a baby. And for her to go into trial, she can lose her life and the baby, and basically lose her baby. Not that the baby gets killed, but she won't see him. So I think, to me, for her, there was more at stake for her because she was a woman. So I believe that it really happened. But the movie
what's this setting like? What time?
This is
What
in
era?
the 1400
Oh, okay.
something, 1500 something. This is in France.
Oh,
This is
okay.
during the France where they're trying to conquer a different land. There's a land called Normandy, and Normandy is a famous land. We all
Mhm.
know World War
Yep.
II Normandy. And Normandy is like, for some reason, has a history of being conquered and trying to get the French trying to get it back. There's wars, and it's a very, very prestige area at that time. And what happened was, they go into wars, and these two knights are friends, and one of them married the girl, and the other one, Adam Driver's character, fell in love with her. But see, the movie's so good is because his perspective, when there's a scene in there where she's dancing with Matt Damon, just dancing, their husband and wife, they're dancing, and he's talking to Matt Damon, and as she's talking to him, she's looking at Adam Driver, but in his perspective, he's looking at them, and he's make eye contact with her. It's like, oh, she wants me. See, but that's not what she wants. So there's
Right.
the movie plays into that different perspective, and it's incredible. It's a great movie. It was my best movie of the year until Dune came along, and I knew Dune was going to be my best because but there's always different original IP, just people don't go out and see it. And so
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think, and Disney, and this is their fault. And I agree with you. I love everything in here that came out on Disney Plus Day. I'm probably gonna end up watching it. But
Yeah.
I also agree with you. It's like, well, they can't really do much new stuff because people aren't gonna see it. And they're trying to build. I mean, they're not gonna beat Netflix, in my opinion, until Netflix goes bankrupt.
As far as original content.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have to build up subscriber for this flat. They can't really, and they know what pulls people in.
Yeah.
And if they make more, like, instance, there's a show called Olaf Present.
Yeah.
I saw it with my wife. It's actually pretty funny.
Is it funny?
It's funny, but it's not a long one. It's a short. It's a short film. It's like short, and so, and you're not. They're not trying to entrap us as parent. They're trying to trap the kid, and they know the kid will say, "Dad, Mom, I want this," and so we have to be a sucker and pay for it. And so, so I can understand where you're coming from, but they're handcuffed in this instance, man. It's
true.
They can't really make new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and so
like what else? The Willow series.
I'm not even into that, dude.
You don't like Willow?
I don't. I can't stand Willow.
Oh, come on.
I'm interested in the show. I like, when I saw the cast, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and rewatch Willow, because I think when I saw it, I wasn't like in the mood for it. And
I thought you were jaded.
I thought it was stupid, but
you had a bias.
So I'm gonna rewatch it just because it's been so long since I've seen Willow.
Yeah, dude, there's some such good one-liners, especially from Val Kilmer. Val
Kilmer is so great.
I like Val Kilmer. What else? Spiderwick Chronicles. Never saw. There was a movie, right? I never saw.
The movie. What else came out?
Proud Family.
There's so many. Prouder. The Jeff Goldblum, or The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I'm not interested.
I haven't even seen any of those.
And then there's a show with Chris Hemsworth that he goes around doing crazy stuff.
Oh,
Limitless. There you go. Yeah. So there's stuff coming out that is like
Pinocchio.
Live
action retelling of Pinocchio.
I didn't see that one.
Okay.
I did not see that one. What else came out? Pixar had a couple of shows that presented. They had Cars. Oh yeah, Cars. Cars series is coming out on Disney Plus.
Okay. All right.
I hate Cars.
You don't like Cars?
Only the first one. The second one was terrible. The third one was.
third one was
felt
better than the second one.
was it? I didn't even. Second was stupid.
It was a passing of the torch.
Yeah. So, but
That's how I
they're
describe the third
they're
one.
doing a series with Cars Avengers or not Avengers something I don't know what it's called, but Owen
On
Wilson's
the
come
road,
on the
cars on the
road.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's coming back, and so is the guy that played Mater. What's his name?
Oh, Larry the Cable Guy.
The cable guy is coming back to voice him. So the original cast is coming back, and so I don't know what you. I
Hocus Pocus 2.
yeah, no, thank you. The first movie was stupid. The most one that I'm looking forward to, and I might be the only one that I loved, Big Hero 6. I thought it's the most underrated was it Disney or Pixar?
Yeah, it was Pixar.
Was it
I don't
Pixar?
know.
No, it was Disney. It was Disney.
Was it Disney
I
animation?
believe so, yeah. Either one, it doesn't matter. I thought that movie was underrated. I love Big Hero 6. There is a series coming out called Baymax.
I saw that.
I'm excited for that. I don't know if the boy's going to be in it. I doubt it. I think this is more of his adventure stuff, but
But how do you do that though?
I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to figure.
Because Baymax wasn't even fully operational until Big Hero 6.
That's true.
So it's not prequel. Can't be a prequel.
I don't know.
How do you do it without the heroes?
Maybe he'll be in there, but not as minimal. And so
Okay, yeah.
maybe I don't know. There's also the Tatiana getting her own series, The Princess and the Frogs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then also you said Zootopia Plus.
yeah. Well, I don't even know what is that. What is
Zootopia
Plus?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. Set in the world of something 300 years ago, an action thriller following. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is not. That's not the movie. I'm reading it wrong. That's Predator. It's Predator.
Wait, a new Predator?
A new Predator prequel movie. Prey on its way. Apparently.
Okay.
I don't know if that's part of the Disney Plus.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. No, that's something else. I'm reading something else. Sorry, folks. Not to mislead you. Anyways, I think all in all, Disney Plus Day, I think brought out some good stuff. But most of them, honestly, in my opinion, maybe a couple show that I can actually would be excited for.
Yeah.
But the rest is kind of like, oh, whatever. I'll catch you later. But there's two. Obi-Wan is number one.
Okay.
I will catch that for sure. I think that one would be very interesting, and I think it would be something that I look forward to. The other one is She-Hulk. I'm interested. This is going to be the first time since Edward Norton Hulk, even though that's on the big screen TV, that would be feature Hulk, even though it's She-Hulk, but has his own show. And I don't think the Hulk has always been like a secondary character that's been popping in and out. But this one is, at least I know it's a girl, but it's still a Hulk, and so I'm interested to see how they're going to go about that. And so
I'm gonna have to watch the trailer for that.
Yeah, watch it. It's pretty good.
Because my understanding of that character is she's always hulked.
Well, yeah, probably
in the comics, true. Right? She's always she doesn't change back and forth. Like who she is what she is.
Yes,
right. That's what more like the Smart Hulk in Endgame.
I think they're trying to play it in as well, like, oh, be who you really are campaign. Like,
it's woke.
Yes, I think that's what they're playing up to. And I have a feeling, because like you said, I don't think the conflict with her is, oh, do I want to be this normal lawyer, or do I want to be Hulk and still be a lawyer and be smart? And so I think they're going to play into like, oh, she could be Hulk, strong, proud, and smart, and be, I can see that happening in the show.
Okay. But that's the character.
And I agree, but I don't think that was intended in the back of the days. That's just my opinion.
They didn't have that agenda at that time.
No, everything has an agenda. In any movie, in any Disney movie, anything now everything's an agenda. Look, that's fine, but if I don't talk about it, don't get upset about it. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough.
Anyways, which two show interest you? I know you're not gung ho on most of them.
I'll agree with you on Obi-Wan, and I'd say the X-Men series. It's interests me. Like, I don't like it just because like I grew up with that.
That's true. I did
But
too.
if they're bringing back the same cast and if the animation style is similar, I'll give it a watch.
That's probably my number
X-Men
3.
97.
X-Men 97.
That's your number 3.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, though, just because that character has always been interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely watch She-Hulk as well. So
And then we can trash them. No.
I give
Just
my honest
kidding, folks.
opinion. I'm very
Oh,
open
man.
about me and who I am, as you knew from the beginning.
Me too.
I talked about my anatomy.
Oh man. All right, folks. Want to thank my special guest. Well, you'll be seeing more of him. We'll probably get back together. David, tell where people can find you.
Not very. I'm on Facebook.
Are you doing your own YouTube channel or anything, or podcast or anything?
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Dave Tin Man, I think is what it is.
Dave Tin Man. Okay.
It's totally random content. I have no niche. I'll post mountain biking videos.
I saw your fall.
Did you?
I saw your fall. Did you? Dude, that looked gnarly, dude.
Yeah. Where is it? So I got some scrapes. My hand was pretty torn up.
I don't know what you and my friend John Lee. You would like John Lee.
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, and he mountain bikes all the time, and I just don't know what the fun of it. I don't know. I don't get you guys. Besides the fact I do bike. I bike to work and home, and I do bike as exercise.
Yeah.
But that's because I want to lose weight. But like, I don't get the fun.
You can lose weight on a mountain bike.
I know. I'm sure you can. I just don't see the fun in it. Riding bikes.
It's not the uphill. It's the downhill.
I'm more into like strategy, like paintball. Like I like doing paintball.
Paintball's fun.
Because you have to have certain strategy and try to take over.
You need strategy when you're riding downhill on a trail, single track trail.
What's your strategy?
You need strategy.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. The strategists don't do
it.
Because,
is paintball legal in California?
Yeah, we can paintball here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not out in the open. Well, if you go up the mountains, I'm sure you can do it.
I just didn't know you could even have a paintball.
We go to like this place called SC Village, and we do paintball there. Is it
single shot only? They regulate how many rounds per second you can fire.
No.
Oh, okay. So because it doesn't have a little explosion behind it, that's why.
Yeah. No.
It's not a firearm.
No. No. We're good here.
Okay. All right.
All right, folks. Want to thank you for listening to this podcast and also our YouTube channel. Please give this a subscribe. I don't know who's going to subscribe to this YouTube channel besides my buddy here, but if you guys ever we're here to just have conversation, have fun, debate, disagree, agreed. It doesn't really matter. It's an opinion. People out there think that just because one opinion has to matter, those are stupid people. Those are people who thinks that the world revolves around them. We can all have different opinion. We all have our opinion. What's the word? Not subject, but objective. Objective. And so it's
subjective.
Subjective. Either way, yeah. Objective, subject. I don't know English. It's one of those. And we all have, just because we don't disagree with each other, just because we disagree with each other doesn't mean we can't have a conversation. And that's what this channel is about and this podcast is about. And so I want to thank everybody for listening for this long. I really appreciate it because it's a long podcast. So, but I want to thank my friend Owen here for joining me, and until next time.